What's going on, Taurus? And welcome back to my channel. It's Mama Manifests here. Hello. So this is going to be your bonus reading for the month of August. So it's going to be around mid-month, probably from whenever you see it till the end of the month, okay? And this is going to be the energies. So just a couple things. I'm going to tell you guys what I picked up in the pre-shuffle. First, though, I just want to say I am accepting personal readings. So if you're interested in one of those, the information in my emails in the description box below. If you get value out of this reading, a like, a comment, and subscribe would be very much appreciated. I'm also on Instagram at Mama Manifests, and there you can find a lot. I talk a lot about emotional intelligence and the importance of it and what it actually is. And then also thank you to anybody who has sent over good karma donations. I can't even tell you what that means to me. I'm so grateful and thank you. All right, Taurus. So your energy's got me like a little bit twisted over here. So, first things first, I have a little, this is a fidget spinner that has the zodiac signs on it. A friend gave it to me a while back. And that's how I decide which order now I'm going to do my readings. And yours came out strong and first. And so I really felt like you guys needed this message first, right? And as soon as I started jumping in your energy, just really, really, I have chills. I'm a little bit sick. I have like flu-like symptoms, right? And, you could be experiencing that. I did do a pre-shuffle for you guys, and I saw I saw that you were like abandoned and left out, and this like triggered your wound. I saw betrayal there, and I saw a whole bunch of characters. And so I don't exactly know what happened in your life. We're gonna get some cards out to really, break down this entire story, so we can figure out how what the guidance is for you to best navigate your way through the energy. But yeah, I feel like the Lionsgate portal brought in truth for you. If you don't know what that is, it's, a portal we went through on the 8th, and it's still kind of open. It's been open since the end of July, and so it's just bringing in truth for everybody. As Taurus, I just felt a lot of really, I felt betrayal vibes. And I felt like there was a lot of people involved. This is going to be a very specific message, right? So if this is already resonating, it's probably for you. And we're going to see what's going on, okay? All right, Taurus, what is going on? Wow. So this is huge, you guys. We have the hierophant showing up right at the center of the reading. So this is the highest spiritual order. This is you. This is your card. So this is all whatever happened, because I can feel it. I can feel you guys are all a little bit messed up because of what happened, right? I can absolutely feel that. But this is all part of a much bigger spiritual calling than you can even understand. It's for you to become the hierophant, okay? And what the hierophant is he's, he's the bridge between the spiritual and our material world that we know. And so this has to do with your whole life purpose. This has to do with your whole life path. It's big, okay? Yeah. And something happened and you had to close off your heart, right? From people that you love. Okay, the Queen of Swords has an extremely huge heart, but as we can see in this card, she's covering it up and protecting it. And, you may have said something to somebody, you may have stood up for yourself, you may, whatever, but like something happened. Obviously, it's the Queen of Swords. So I think something was said, sometimes her actions speak louder than her words, right? So, that happened, Yeah, you've been on a quest for balance, right? Balance within your life, just balance within yourself, balance between your own divine feminine and your own divine masculine. And that's what's coming underneath everything. So whether you know it or not, like whether you consciously made the decision or not, subconsciously, you want balance in your life, which is a very, very, it's a very important thing, right? It's that you can't even put value on what balance having balance in your life brings, right? And this is like relationships that give to you as much as you give to them. I know as a Taurus, you guys kind of give everything, right? If you love somebody, they're your family, you give everything. And sometimes you can find yourself in the position of, you know, giving too much, right? And not getting that in return. And so that's what I feel like is at the foundation of this. But, and then another message for some of you, your mental body was balanced when you had to Queen of Swords this. I mean, you are seriously all up in your energy, right? Like, and these came out all upright, okay? So like whatever you said and whatever you're doing to stand your ground, the divine wants you to know that you're doing the right thing. It's just confirmation for some of you. Maybe you've been second guessing your decision. I don't know, but 100% this, you did the right thing. And you were coming from, like, even if you felt wrong or whatever, like there was a much higher spiritual order to everything, right? To everything that happened. And you are like, you've followed directions is what they want me to tell you. You followed directions very, very well. Okay, so yeah, you've been sitting there and you've been working on yourself and you've been getting really intentional about your life, right? Intentional about who's in your life, intentional about who's not in your life, right? But I don't know what happened here, but you're showing up very patient, okay? So I like to see that out of you, Taurus, because patience, just like balance, is one of those things that's incredibly important in this life, in your life, right? And it seems like you found out the power of being intentional with your time, with your thoughts, and you've just been kind of minding your own business, right? Focusing on where to put your energy to, to grow, to expand yourself. And I love that. At the crown here, yeah, that's what I was saying before the reading opened up, is at the crown, crowning everything. So something happened that triggered you and left you out in the cold. You were just left. And let me see if I'm just gonna take a couple deep breaths and close my eyes here to see if there's any other messages. Yeah, I'm hearing for some of you just like left to die, just completely left, right? Abandon, right? So maybe you said something to somebody and this was the result. Wow. Okay. I'm just going to say it again for you guys. Whatever happened, we have the hierophant and we have the high priestess here now. Okay. The hierophant and the high priestess. And this is telling me that this is going to be your energy for the rest of the month as well. Like, are you kidding me? And some of you could be on a twin flame journey, right? And this is about you guys, everything, coming back together. Okay, because this would be the divine masculine, this would be the divine feminine in the spiritual order. So a very highly spiritual couple here, okay, you guys. And that might have been what happened, right? Something happened where you stood up for yourself and yeah, then you were left out in the cold, okay? Yeah, but your intuition's dead on. Your intuition was dead on, okay? I have to just keep emphasizing that. This is all, for so much bigger of a reason than you can even fathom right now. It was all divinely taken care of. And it seems like you, Taurus, because that's who I'm reading for, you are the one who really understands this and can see everything from the higher perspective, okay? Wow, this is such a big energy. That's why, oh my goodness, Taurus, what is happening? Oh, yeah. So truth came out, okay? Truth came out, and this is going to be different for each and every one of you guys, okay? But this is how you're viewing yourself. You're like, how did I not see that? Well, because, certain times we're not supposed to see certain things, Okay, so you're viewing yourself as you didn't have the whole truth, right? You were being lied to. The Ace of Swords in reverse is a lie, because upright, it's the truth. So opposite of that is the lie. And so you feel lied to, okay? You feel lied to. Yeah. Whew. So much energy going on here. But yeah, this was all for, a foundation of some sort that wasn't in alignment to fall and for you to see the truth about it, But other people are viewing you as, like just look at like truth bombs coming out of the sky, and that could quite possibly really rock your foundation, right? But I don't know if that's happened. And if it has happened, I think now you're at this reading and you understand, the whole purpose of all of this happening. Okay. And it was all for you. And it was all for a much higher spiritual reason than you can even understand. As a Taurus, you guys have a very spiritual life purpose. Okay. And if you're here watching this reading, you are one of those Tauruses with a very high spiritual calling. And I know everything feels really intense and really hard right now, and you feel really betrayed and you feel lied to and all of that. And you don't know who to trust, and you can look in every direction, and it's like you're just afraid somebody else is going to take their mask off, right? Who else has been lying to you? Because how we opened up this reading was Six of Pentacles, and when a Taurus loves and gives, all of themselves, right? And so for some of you, depending where you're at on this journey, this tower was a huge fall, right? And maybe you got yourself into some trouble, is what I'm really picking up on. You kind of took everything out on yourself because there's a wound of abandonment from when you were a child, and this triggered it and triggered everything. And the mistrust or distrust, or however you say it, that's what it's triggered for you. And I feel for some of you, you took it out on yourself, okay? And maybe you're dealing with some less than desirable consequences of not being able to handle the fact, it's not being able to handle, ultimately you're handling it, but you're becoming a master of yourself. And towers are always going to be there, right? It's not that they ever go away, but we just get better at how to work through them. We get better at how to emotionally process things. We get better at how to intellectually process things. And so for some of you, yeah, you're learning all of this right now, okay? I know there's been a lot of people that have walked away from you in your life. This is coming up in the hopes and fears position. On one end here, you're hoping that you have the strength, and you're fearful that you're not going to have the strength to do what's best for you and to continue standing up for yourself, right? You're afraid of walking away from the old, of what used to fulfill you, okay? You're afraid that some of you are afraid that you're not going to be able to walk away, that you're going to continually allow people to trample all over you, to lie to you, to deceive you. You're afraid that this cycle is never going to end. Taurus, listen to me right now, please. These cards on the table indicate to me a much higher spiritual purpose. They indicate to me that this is all happening for you. And I know it doesn't feel that way right now, but I'm here to remind you of that. That's what I'm here to remind you of. And you will have fulfillment, okay? You will find fulfillment. But first you must allow what is not in integrity with who you truly are and your pure heart to crumble. You hear me, Taurus? The divine wants you to focus on your healing right now, okay? I love the progression here. The star comes right after the tower, okay? The star is that healing energy. The star is the wisdom that comes in from the divine when after a tower falls, okay? So in some way, shape, or form, there is going to be a blessing for you, okay, from this whole experience. And for some of you, that's going to be a tangible blessing. So something you can touch, see, feel. For some of you, this is going to be internal wisdom. This is going to be peace that you find from overcoming this situation, the strength that you gain from overcoming this situation. And that's what the divine wants you to focus on right now, okay? Is the beauty in all of it, the beauty in the struggle, the beauty in the pain. Wow, this is, let's dig deeper here. We're going to get a fairy tale oracle. I'm literally almost dizzy as I do this reading, okay? I feel very lightheaded. I feel I just want you guys to know that I hope you can feel my deep compassion for what you're going through. I have been through all of this, and so I truly understand. What other messages do we have to add for Taurus in this message? What other messages do we have for Taurus? Yeah. So you're on an isolated journey, and your entire life you've been on survival mode, okay? And more recently, after you've had this spiritual awakening or whatever happened, you're on survival mode. And so before we can, okay, so your whole life you've been on survival mode, okay? You've never really had a strong foundation. You've never really had consistent people around you. You've never really had, safety, security. And you're still in that space. And your angels are actually coming in and want me to remind you that this is part of the journey. This is part of the path once again. And that this is just a time period that you're going through for your own betterment, for your own purpose, for your own alignment. And your story is a story of strength, okay? And you're going to see all the strength of yours. You're going to truly know. You need to understand your strength, Taurus. You need to understand your value, Taurus. And so while you're in this situation, okay, while you're in this feeling, like this is, I know how hard it is. When you're in survival mode, every single circumstance in life becomes that much more difficult, right? It just does, because you're on that fight or flight mode. And the divine wants me to let you know that you are going to master your fight. You're going to master yourself in this. And once you go through a metamorphosis and transform from that caterpillar into a butterfly, you are going to be so much stronger. And you're going to be able to see that strength inside of you, which again is a part of your soul calling, your spiritual purpose. I don't think some of you realize how gifted you are, or maybe you have always known. Maybe you've known since you were a child, but the world has taught you otherwise, has shown you otherwise, have given you circumstances of otherwise, and they just want me to remind you that it's all part of the plan. Yeah. This is about mastering survival mode and doing and learning how resourceful you are, and learning who you are, and learning how infinite you are, and learning how limitless you are. Okay? Like, you have a lot more resources than you even realize. This story is a story about riches left, right? And then there was a boy and he wasn't left with anything but this cat, right? And it doesn't look like much, right? But the cat is incredibly smart, right? And he helps he helps the boy get through every situation, right? And so the metaphor here for you, Taurus, is you are like, you have such divine wisdom inside of you and your heart is so pure. And that is something that money cannot buy. And that is going to navigate and lead the path, lead your pathway, light your pathway through your transformation process. Are there any other messages? Yeah. So you're a master. I don't know if some of you realize this. Maybe you know it. Maybe you don't. We have a 22 here. That's the master. Okay? And this is promises. And this is about the duty that you signed up for, whether you know it or not. You are an extraordinarily mystical creature. And this life path that you're on is a master life path. Not everybody has the same challenges as you guys, right? Some people, it may appear that their life is much easier. Well, that's because their soul isn't a master soul yet. You came into this lifetime as a master, okay? And that's a promise that you made to yourself before you came here, okay? This is all about something much bigger, right? With the hierophant and the high priestess coming out in the initial reading, it's much bigger than anything you know of right now. It's much bigger, you know? And I know that there's different people at different parts of their journey, right? Sometimes, some of you, this is their first time hearing this, right? But you already knew inside. So this is just confirmation for you. And some of you are, you know, down the journey and this is your reminder, right? You guys might be having headaches. I have a feeling you guys are experiencing ascension symptoms that came in with this Lionsgate portal. Okay. And it's all part of the process. You may have been kind of, you know, down and out, right? Feeling very, very sick, but that's literally, you know, your light body changing. Okay. And upgrading. All right, I was gonna get some. Oh, you know what? Let's do the Work Your Light Oracle. Taurus. What other messages do we have for Taurus? I mean, that my head is hurting as I'm delivering this message. It's so wild. You guys are incredibly strong. You guys are incredibly powerful. You guys are masters, and don't ever let anybody tell you that you're not. You're going to have a lot of them because you've had your light on your whole life, right? You've had, other people have been able to see how much you shine, but the thing is they've been able to take advantage of you because you haven't been able to see your own light. Any other messages? Okay. So we have the dance card, and this is about shifting your vibration. And so for the rest of the month, to get through this, you know, if you love to dance, you know, don't be afraid to do things to shift your vibration. Don't get stuck in this energy. Okay. I know it might feel like the whole world is crumbling around you, but they're reminding me that they want me to let you know how powerful you are, and you have the power to shift your vibration. If you're sitting still, right? Okay, say you're feeling really depressed and you're laying in your bed and you start to have all these crazy thoughts. They're telling me to tell you, get up and start jumping around, and just, because it's all energy, right? And you need to just jump up around and move around, and it'll be released from you. Okay? And it'll be released from you, and then you won't be as dense, and then your vibration will be able to rise, and your thoughts will be from a higher perspective. Okay? So definitely coming in. And then we have this yes card. I don't know if there's going to be an invitation. That's what's coming through, an invitation from somebody along the rest of this month. So keep an eye out for that. And maybe every single sign in the world, you know, is going to tell you no. Okay. And you're going to need to ask the question, is this from my intuition or is this from my trauma? Because that's the path that you're going down and learning about, right? You're highly, highly, highly intuitive person, but you've also been through a lot of trauma in your life. And so this path is going to help you to become more discerning with your intuition and your trauma. Now, that was a side note that came up from this card, but there is going to be some sort of something, and it's going to bring you emotional fulfillment in some sort of way. And you're going to want to say no because of trauma is what I'm being told. Like, it's not your intuition. It might mask itself as intuition, but you should say yes is what the divine wants me to know. There's wisdom there. There's messages there. There's emotional healing there. They want me to tell you it's paired with this star energy. Okay. So maybe people are trying to get a hold of you. Maybe people want to talk to you. Maybe somebody wants to take you out to eat, you know, brother, sister, friend, you know, whatever. I don't care who this is, but they want you to say yes. Like, because I have a feeling you guys are going to want to hermit and, you know, isolate yourself from the world, because whatever happened at the beginning of the month was very, very painful. Okay. But there's healing coming in. Okay. So let's get a couple more cards. We're going to jump into the archetype oracle. I don't even know if I'd call this an oracle. Archetype deck. What other messages do we have for Taurus? Okay, we'll take all of those. Yeah, okay. First card, agape. You're going through an initiation right now. Okay, so to be given certain spiritual wisdom, certain understanding, we have to go through initiation, right? Like, think about, you know, the military, and think about how they're decorated. And they don't just get decorated because, right? They earn that. And it's the same with this spiritual path. And you're going through an initiation right now to, you know, and it's leading you to agape, which is unconditional love of self. It's full chakra alignment and everything. That's where you're going. So don't forget this. Don't forget this. Please, Taurus. Do not forget this. And this path requires you to go to some not so desirable places. It's requiring you to see things from a different perspective and face your own shadow, right? And face the things about yourself that have been holding you back. And during that process, it is not, I wouldn't call it fun, right? It's incredibly rewarding, but I would not say that the underworld is fun. But again, I remind you that this is all for your betterment. This is all for your mastery. And you are much stronger than you know, okay? You signed up for this and you can do this. And please don't get mad at me in the comments like, why didn't I sign up for this? Okay, fine. That's fine. I just heard some of you guys. You guys are going through it, definitely. You guys are going through it. Right? The underworld is, you know, it's that energy of just seeing the truth. It's seeing beyond the darkness. You have to see the darkness to see beyond the darkness. You have to understand the dark, how the dark works to know how the light works, is a message coming through. Wow. This is about your value system, right? There's a part of me that, you know, this is about your values, and you were born with different values. Maybe when you were younger, you didn't understand why people operated the way they did, but at a certain point, it got exhausting to live by your own values, and you gave in, right? And you gave in, and you're somebody that's working for a certain part of your journey with the dark, and then you're going to be working with the light. And that's a lot of us. And that's something to be empowered by. And this is about reconnecting you with your own values, the values that you had when you were a child, the values that your soul has, the values that you came into this earth with, that you forgot. And so these experiences are peeling back the layers like an onion, okay? So that way you can see who you truly are and what you value and what you know to value, what you know is right for you to value, no matter what anybody else's values are, right? I feel that some of you are so tired of like the system and the way it's set up and, you know, how we work, and you see right through all of that. Good. You're on the right track. You are on the right track. You're right too. Other people are going to be there telling you, you're going to be surrounded by people that have just accepted this. They've given up on their dreams themselves. And they're going to project that onto you because you're filled with hope on this journey, because you know where you're going and you know you have a very divine purpose to fulfill. But it is going to require you to go to the ocean, and the ocean is the biggest body of water. It's very powerful, okay? And you are on a path of understanding how very powerful your emotions are. Right? Your purpose has to do something with your emotions, your emotional body, and using that to your advantage. And in your life, your emotions have been used against you. They've been used against you because you are the bull, right? And you're very patient, but once you go, you go. And this is about mastering that aspect of yourself, right? Mastering how deeply you feel, right? That same negative that has gotten you into trouble, that same thing that's, hindered you, is what is going to be your superpower and is what is going to be your greatest strength. Please know this, Taurus. Please know this. We're going to get a couple more from the Starman Tarot for guidance, and then we're going to close. I love you guys so much. I hope you can feel that. And I hope I understand this journey more than you could probably possibly even know. And I know right now you feel very alone. Ask your angels for love right now, to show you their love. You're being kind of isolated and pulled away from things that are distracting, so that way you can start building your relationship with the world that we cannot see, okay? Yep. And as I say that, we have the Hanged Man here. And this is all about, like, subconsciously, whether you know it or not, because we don't get put in the Hanged Man position without first giving the universe permission to do so, right? So you've been kind of put in a timeout, and it's all for you to have a different perspective and a higher perspective about your own life, what's happened to you, and where it's taking you. Okay? And then we have the Prince of Cups. And so, you're starting on this emotional journey, and you're learning how to master your emotions. You're learning the power of emotions. You're learning the power of love. And it's triggered by the Five of Pentacles, which is now here twice. You have a journey where you have been abandoned many times in your life. And this is for a reason, to help you understand, right? To help you understand the emotions of what people go through, to unlock your empathy and your gifts. Your pain is not in vain, Taurus. Then we have the Queen of Wands, right? You have not felt confident, and especially, after whatever's happened, you've kind of lost your confidence level, right? And this is all about your own empowerment. The Queen of Wands is an attractor, right? She attracts whatever she wants to her. She's confident because she's confident about it. She's beautiful. And this is an aspect of you where, that's been broken. And so, these types of situations continually show up, and they're all teachers, right? They're all teachers. But yeah, your confidence has been broken your entire life, right? You've never really felt powerful. Maybe when you were a child, but at some point that you lost that. Okay, and then we have the Starman out. And so they're asking me to just remind you of how incredibly powerful you are. You are on a journey. Not everybody is on a journey of mastering all four elements. You must master your mind. You must master your emotional body. You must master your passion. And you must master, your pentacle, or, the tangible things in life. That's going to be a part of your mastery process as well. Right now, though, you are mastering fire and water, emotions and your passion, and your thoughts too, swords as well. And so as you go down this journey, understand, and it's so you can be the alchemist. It's so you can take all the resources of all the lessons that you have learned in your life, and you can turn them into wisdom for other. And you're going to do that. You have the life path of the magician, going from nothing. This is a phoenix rising story, okay? This is a phoenix rising from the ashes. You understanding everything you went through and having incredible wisdom from that, so you can in turn help so many other people. I don't even think you know, Taurus, how many lives you're going to touch. Let that guide you for the rest of August as you're going through this most difficult time. Okay? You have gifts that nobody else has, and you are a warrior. You are a spiritual warrior. Please don't forget it. Please don't forget it, Taurus. I'm going to be thinking about you guys through the rest of this month. All right? I'll talk to you soon, Taurus. Namaste and God bless.